Attorney General Merrick Garland says he is watching all of the televised January 6 hearings, and the Justice Department will follow the law and the facts wherever they lead. Listen.
I am watching, and I will be watching all the hearings, although I may not be able to watch all of it live. But I'll be sure that I'll be watching all of it, and I can assure you that the January 6 prosecutors are watching all the hearings as well.
For more on this, we're joined now by Sadie Gurman. She covers the Justice Department for the Wall Street Journal. And Sadie, I'm sure you, like the rest of us, were watching all of this, apparently with the Attorney General as well. But tell us what the ramifications could be from what we've seen laid out already when it comes to what the Justice Department may eventually do or add to its own investigation of the January 6th insurrection.
Sure. Well, it certainly seems like the January 6th committee has laid out sort of a roadmap for a potential prosecution by the Justice Department of former President Trump. And at the end of all of these deliberations, the committee is going to have to decide whether it wants to make a criminal referral to the Justice Department for potential prosecution. A move like that is unprecedented, and it would thrust the Justice Department into a political firestorm. Now, this is something that our current Attorney General, Merrick Garland, who is somebody who has said time and time again that he wants to insulate the Justice Department from political interference. This is not something that he is going to be eager to have on his plate, which is already full of politically challenging cases. So what it means for the Justice Department is that it could find itself in a very politically charged situation, the kind of thing that it has been trying to get out of after 4 years in which Trump, as we saw presented by the January 6th committee, pressured the Justice Department to prosecute his rivals and overturn the election results. This is not something that the Justice Department is going to be eager to get involved in. Now, we have also not seen any public indication that the Justice Department's own sprawling January 6th investigation has moved to President Trump or the White House or his White House. But today, the Attorney General said, that there is no constraint on the Justice Department's ability to investigate all of this. So it certainly presents new challenges for the Justice Department.
Right. And that makes you wonder, how can the Justice Department investigation not point to former President Trump if it's following the same breadcrumbs being laid out by this House committee? I want to ask you about what we heard from former Attorney General William Barr during Monday's testimony, because he seemed to be emphatic that he told former President Trump repeatedly that the election fraud claims weren't factual, were not based in truth. He looked at the reports. He said it effectively was mumbo jumbo. However, that doesn't necessarily square with the public statements he made at the time. Remind us what was said while he was the actual Attorney General and how he responded to these allegations then.
So part of the reason why former Attorney General Barr is such a powerful witness for the January 6th committee is, like you said, he was a very close ally at one point of former President Trump. He was somebody who supported his political agenda and somebody who critics said would use the Justice Department to achieve President Trump's political ends in a way that some people on the left in particular thought was very disturbing. So, this is not the information that we saw today, on the Hill was not something that, it's something that, the former Attorney General has talked about before, but it's still always very striking to hear him sort of describe his interactions with the former president. And today I've never heard him use the language that he used today, which was that Trump seemed to be detached from reality if he believed some of the election fraud conspiracies that he was engaged in and that the former Attorney General said he tried to dissuade him from. So it's always striking to hear, a once close ally of the former president, somebody who, had the president's back for almost 2 years, speak in these stark terms.
Yeah, what a difference time makes. Sadie Gurman, thank you so much. Great chatting with you.
Thank you.